Welcome back to the D-Row Bets channel. It is week 14 of the 2025 MLS season. I am back and just in time for MLS Rivalry Week. We have got probably the biggest slate of games the whole season so far. I have got 6 plays that I love. So let's get right into it. Now, I do apologize. It's been a couple of weekends now since I had my best bets video. As I mentioned last time, moved into a new place, set up in the new office. Now, still getting it a little bit tweaked and perfected here, but finally set up. And then last weekend, I was on vacation. And of course, it was a double match week. So on Wednesday, got back late Tuesday night. I did give out plays on Twitter that went 4-1. And after a couple of rough weeks, it felt great to take that last weekend off, get into the slate this midweek. Did well. So as I said, I'm feeling good now, feeling like a great board this week. It's rivalry week. We've got Montreal, Toronto, the New York Derby, Hellas Real Derby, the Texas Derby, Rocky Mountain Cup, Timber Sounders, and capping it off with El Trafico. So 6 plays I love. Let's do it. Now, you're not actually going to see me playing a lot of these rivalry games because they kind of don't really follow any sort of, a lot of times, any sort of form guide or anything like that. So where we are starting is going to be in Charlotte, a 6:30 p.m. kickoff Central Time at Bank of America Stadium between Charlotte FC and the Chicago Fire. And we are taking over 3 goals coming in at even money. All right, now looking at the over in this match, Charlotte is returning home at their first game at home in almost a month, coming off a 3-1 loss at Orlando. They have lost 4 games in a row, while Chicago did not play midweek, and they are going to have fresh legs, which makes me love this over on the Fire side that have scored multiple goals in 3 out of their last 4 road games. All 6 games that the Fire have played on the road this year have had at least 3 goals. So I'm feeling really good about this one, maybe pushing, but definitely not going under. 4 of those 6 games have had at least 4 goals, which would cash this. And then here is the thing. When you look at the injury report, the star Charlotte FC goalkeeper, Christian Kalina, he's listed as questionable, not due to injury. Not exactly sure why. Usually that means maybe a birth or something like that going on with his family. That seems fishy to me. If he doesn't play, I love this over even more as David Bingham will come into goal. Let's look at Charlotte. As I mentioned, they are not playing well and coming back home. They have scored multiple goals in all but 1 home game this year, and the one that they didn't, they had 2 XG and they lost a weird game to New England. Charlotte has the 3rd most expected goals in the league over the last month, and Chicago has allowed the 4th most expected goals. So, like goals for Chicago, like goals for Charlotte. Let's go over 3 goals coming in at even money. Moving to play number 2, we are going to New England where the Revolution are hosting the San Jose Earthquakes, 6:30 p.m. Central Time kickoff at Gillette Stadium, and we are taking New England Revolution money line coming in at -110. Now, as I mentioned, this is rivalry week, and there's lots of traditional rivalries. This one is a little bit different. This is Bruce Arena going back to New England, where he was let go in weird circumstances a couple of years ago. But this is just an insanely bad spot for the Earthquakes. They played Inter Miami at home, sold out game midweek in San Jose, and now they have to go all the way across the country 3 days later to play the Revolution, who were off midweek on turf. So terribly bad spot. Chicho Arango is out. Rodriguez is out. Joseph Martinez came back and played a few minutes on Wednesday night, but are they really going to start him on turf? Not sure about that one. And as I mentioned, New England has had the week off. So they have the rest advantage, they have the travel advantage. And this is a New England team that they're 4-0-1 in their last 5 games. I do think that's a little bit of a mirage. When you look, they're actually the luckiest team that's outperformed their expected goals difference. They're the luckiest team in MLS over the last month. But in this situation, coming in at a very playable number at -110, I love the Revs with all of the kind of intangible advantages here. This feels like a scheduled loss kind of thing for San Jose. So let's go Revolution moneyline -110. Play number 3, we are going to Dallas, my hometown, where FC Dallas is going to be hosting the Houston Dynamo in the Texas Derby at Toyota Stadium, 7:30 p.m. Central Time kickoff. We are taking FC Dallas on the money line, coming in at +110. Now, this is another situation where, kind of as I mentioned at the start, in these rivalry games, you got to be careful. Sometimes they don't follow the form guide, and FC Dallas is just typically very good at home against Houston. They're undefeated in their last 8 games at home against the Dynamo. They've won 6 of those 8 games. So I love that. And then Petter Musa, he came off the bench last weekend. He should be totally good to start on Saturday night. That's a huge difference for FC Dallas. And we saw Dallas with all of their players win at Houston earlier this year. Dallas has the rest advantage. Houston played midweek, whereas Dallas was off. This is going to be a hot and humid night in Dallas. So I love FC Dallas having the fresh legs in this one. I think that'll make a big difference. Dallas has been very poor at home and great on the road this year, which is totally the opposite of what they typically do. So I think they're going to come out strong in this one. I don't think they're going to mess around. I think they're going to beat Houston. So getting Dallas plus money at home, typically a pretty good spot. FC Dallas plus 110, play number 3. In my plays I gave out on Twitter this week, we cashed the over in Nashville, which has been a nice play so far. But this time we're actually going to go under at Geodis Park. 7:30 p.m. kickoff between Nashville SC and DC United. Under 3 goals coming in at minus 125. So this is a bit of a contrarian play, but these are 2 teams that played midweek. So I think we're going to see a little bit of heavy legs, and kind of like we're playing that over 3 in the Charlotte-Chicago game, where I feel like there's a much better chance that it goes over than it goes under. This is one where I just feel like there's a much better chance that it goes under 3 goals than over 3 goals. DC United hasn't gone over this number of 3 in any of their last 7 games. Nashville has only gone over this number once in their last 8 games. So you really love that. And then for DC United, Christian Benteke is out. He's unavailable in this match. That totally changes their offense. They're also missing Peglo. They're missing Dominic Baggio, who's been out for a while. I'm not really sure where the goals are going to come from. And then we look at Nashville. I think DC is going to park the bus against Nashville. And they're not a team that is built to really break that down. I think that Nashville, this game has 1-0, Nashville, last 15 minutes of the second half, game winner, written all over it. I just think that this number is just a little bit too high. Minus 125 is still playable here. If it was minus 150, I probably wouldn't. I think the numbers are a little bit off. So play number 4 this week, we are going to take Nashville and DC to go under 3 goals, coming in at minus 125. Play number 5, we are going to the West Coast on Saturday night, where San Diego FC is hosting Sporting Kansas City. 9:30 p.m. Central Time kickoff at Snapdragon Stadium. We are taking the home team San Diego FC money line, plus Chucky Lozano to have 1 shot on goal, coming in at plus 105. Now, San Diego is just on an absolute tear at home. They have won 4 out of their last 5 home games. And when they play at home twice in a row, where they had, a home game one week and then they play home the next time, they've won 5-0 and 3-0. They are a team that loves to have these long home stretches. So I love the spot for them, but it was tricky to find a way to play this at a nice number. We had to get a little creative because San Diego to win and over 1.5 goals, that was minus 140, which I'm not going to give out a minus 140 play on the channel. So why not back the guy who has been killing it right now, and that's Chucky Lozano. He has the 5th most expected goals in the league over the last month. He has the 2nd most shots taken in the league over the last month. And he has at least 1 shot on goal in all 4 home games that he has started this year. So I felt this was a nice way to get this number to a plus money spot. They are playing a Sporting Kansas City team in a terrible spot right now. This is their 3rd straight road game in 7 days. So they played at Portland last weekend. Then they go back to the Central Time Zone and play at St. Louis. Then they go back to the Western Time Zone or Pacific Time Zone, and they have to play in San Diego. Anyone who has done this traveling knows you change all these time zones in the same week, it really messes with you. So I think that's really tough for Sporting Kansas City. I think it's a great spot for San Diego. As I mentioned earlier, if you want to play San Diego and over 1.5 goals, maybe you can't parlay these together on your book. That's minus 140. San Diego minus 1. That's another play, but Sporting hasn't lost a game by multiple goals. They usually lose by 1. So didn't love that. Or maybe if you want to play San Diego and Chucky Lozano to have a goal or an assist, that's pretty much the same odds as this. So find a way to play it. But my official play is going to be San Diego FC to win and Chucky Lozano to have a shot on goal, coming in at plus 105. Play number 6, we are on to Sunday night soccer, El Trafico. And to me, this is the most obvious Slam dunk play of the weekend as LAFC travels to the LA Galaxy, 8 p.m. Central Time kickoff at Dignity Health Sports Park. We are taking LAFC team total over 1.5, coming in at minus 125. So LAFC is the hottest offensive team in MLS right now, and it's not even close. Undefeated in their last 6 games, and they have scored multiple goals in 8 out of their last 9 games. And here is the reason why. Denny Bouanga is in absolute God mode right now. According to American Soccer Analytics, in the last month, he has 8.5 combined expected goals and assists. That's 3.5 more than any other player in MLS. And he has more expected goals in the last month than 10 in MLS teams. 10 MLS teams. He has more expected goals than. He's going to play a Galaxy team that, look, I don't need to tell you how they have been finding new ways of futility. I feel bad for them. I think Greg Vanney deserved the contract extension he was given this week. It was not his fault, the situation that's happening here. But the fact is, they've allowed 15 goals in their last 4 games. It's an insanely tough travel spot for the Galaxy where they played 2 games on the East Coast. Now they have to go back to LA where LAFC was at home midweek. So the result itself, I kind of want to stay away from. We've seen El Traficos get crazy. I think LAFC is like even money. I don't really ever want to play a road team at even money. But the team total, them scoring twice, I feel really good about that at minus 125. So our sixth and final play of the weekend, LAFC team total over 1.5, minus 125. So that will wrap it up for our best bets of the weekend. Don't forget to give me the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, smash the like button. Let me know in the comments which plays you like this weekend, and let's have a great MLS rivalry week.